Bill Maher's recent explosive tirade against the White House has shaken up political commentary circles and left viewers stunned, most notably Caroline Leavitt, who was reportedly left completely speechless by the intensity of Maher's remarks. This wasn't just your usual sharp political critique. It was a full-throttle, no-holds-barred confrontation aimed directly at the administration's failures, delivered with an unrelenting edge that cut through the usual political chatter. The moment quickly went viral, sparking heated debates and dividing public opinion. But what exactly did Maher say that was so shocking? And why was Levitt, known for her sharp tongue and quick responses, left without words? Let's break down this dramatic event and explore why it's becoming one of the most talked about moments in recent political media. Bill Maher is no stranger to controversy. For decades, he's carved out a reputation as one of the most fearless voices in American political commentary. His style combines biting humor, unfiltered opinions, and a willingness to challenge both sides of the political aisle. But what made this particular tirade stand out was the raw intensity behind his words. It felt less like comedy and more like a serious indictment of leadership, a call-out that resonated with many Americans feeling frustrated and unheard. At the core of Maher's attack was his scathing assessment of the White House track record. He accused the administration of breaking promises and failing to address critical issues that impact millions of Americans' daily lives. Whether it was economic policy, foreign affairs, or domestic leadership, Maher did not hold back. He painted a picture of a government out of touch with reality, incapable of delivering on its lofty goals. For many viewers, his bluntness was a welcome change from the usual political doublespeak that dominates news cycles. Maher's critique began with a harsh evaluation of economic policy. Inflation has been a growing concern for Americans, with rising prices squeezing family budgets and creating uncertainty. Maher argued that despite promises to bring relief, the White House had fallen short. He pointed to the failure to tame inflation as not just a policy misstep, but a sign of deeper leadership problems. It's not just about numbers, he said, it's about trust. When people can't put food on the table, they stop believing the promises politicians make. This struck a chord with many viewers who have felt the weight of economic pressures firsthand. The tirade didn't stop there. Maher also targeted the administration's approach to foreign policy. He criticized decisions he said weakened America's position on the global stage, leaving the country vulnerable and less respected by allies and adversaries alike. According to Maher, these miscalculations were not random, but symptomatic of a leadership that lacked clear vision and decisiveness. He described the White House as fumbling the ball at a time when international stability is crucial, suggesting that the consequences of these failures could be far-reaching. What added a layer of shock to this tirade was the reaction from Caroline Leavitt. A veteran commentator known for her quick wit and strong opinions, Leavitt is usually ready to respond to political commentary with her own sharp insights. But during this particular exchange, she was left nearly speechless. This rare moment of silence from someone so outspoken was telling. It was as if Maher's words were so powerful and incisive that even Levitt was taken aback. For viewers, her reaction underscored the seriousness of Maher's critique and added emotional weight to the discussion. The public's response was as divided as the country itself. Supporters of Maher praised him for his courage and honesty, applauding him for breaking through the noise with a direct, unvarnished message. Many said his tirade voiced what they themselves had been thinking but felt unable to express. In an era where political correctness often tempers speech, Maher's boldness was seen as a breath of fresh air. His words gave voice to frustration, skepticism, and a longing for accountability that has been growing among everyday Americans. At the same time, critics accused Maher of crossing a line. Some argued that his language was unnecessarily harsh, and that he painted an unfairly negative picture of the White House. They contended that the administration had made meaningful progress in some areas and deserved credit rather than relentless condemnation. Others saw Maher's comments as a form of sensationalism designed to provoke outrage rather than foster constructive dialogue. Still, even among his detractors, there was acknowledgement that Maher had sparked an important conversation, one that was long overdue. To truly understand why Maher's words hit so hard, it's important to look at the broader political environment. The White House is currently grappling with multiple challenges: rising inflation, international conflicts, domestic political divisions, and public distrust. Each of these factors creates a high-pressure environment where every decision is scrutinized and the margin for error is slim. In this tense atmosphere, Maher's blunt critique struck a nerve. He tapped into widespread anxiety and impatience, putting into words the frustrations that many people have been feeling but haven't heard expressed so plainly. Rumors and speculation have only added fuel to the fire. Some insiders suggest that Maher's tirade was not entirely spontaneous, but reflects growing tensions within media and political circles about how aggressively to criticize the administration. Others hint at behind-the-scenes disagreements between Maher and political figures close to the White House, suggesting that this public confrontation is part of a larger ongoing battle. These whispers keep the story alive, ensuring that the discussion around Maher's comments won't fade anytime soon. Beyond the immediate controversy, Maher's outburst raises deeper questions about the role of outspoken critics in modern politics. Can figures like Maher influence real change by holding leaders accountable with unfiltered honesty? Or does this kind of rhetoric risk deepening political divides and alienating people? As the administration navigates these choppy waters, the impact of Maher's words could influence not just public opinion but potentially policy decisions and political strategy. It highlights the delicate balance between criticism that's necessary and rhetoric that may be polarizing. What's also interesting is how this moment reflects the power and responsibility of political commentators. Maher's tirade wasn't simply about making headlines. It was a challenge to the administration to face scrutiny head-on and to deliver on promises made to the American people. Whether viewers agreed with his perspective or not, his fearless approach served as a reminder of the importance of candid, honest discourse in a functioning democracy. It forced audiences to confront uncomfortable realities about leadership, accountability, and trust. Looking forward, the big question is how the White House will respond. Will the administration take this public criticism seriously and adjust course? Or will it dismiss Maher's tirade as just another media spectacle? The answer will likely shape political dynamics in the coming months. Meanwhile, viewers and political watchers will be paying close attention to both Maher's next moves and the administration's reaction. This episode has set a new standard for political commentary, one that's unapologetically bold and willing to speak uncomfortable truths. In the grand scheme, this isn't just a clash between a commentator and a government. It's a reflection of a nation grappling with profound challenges and searching for clear, honest voices. Bill Maher's tirade, combined with Caroline Leavitt's stunned silence, encapsulates a moment of political tension and raw emotion. It's a snapshot of an America divided but deeply engaged in the fight over its future. As this story continues to unfold, one thing is certain: Maher's words have made an impact. They've sparked debate, encouraged reflection, and forced us all to ask difficult questions about who is really leading and whether those leaders are living up to their promises. For better or worse, this moment will be remembered as a turning point in how political commentary shapes public perception and holds power to account. And while Caroline Leavitt may have been left speechless in that moment, the conversation Maher ignited is far from over. It's a conversation that invites everyone, not just commentators or politicians, to listen, reflect, and engage. Because when a voice as loud and fearless as Maher's calls out leadership this forcefully, it's impossible to ignore.